I'm going to walk you through logging in to AWS Educate. So I just typed in AWS Educate here to Google, so we can click on the link and it's going to take me to this page right here. I'm going to go to log in to AWS, click there, and it brings me to this landing page. You can see that it has a whole bunch of good stuff here. I haven't looked at a lot of it. I don't think I've set up my classroom. There's some other things like jobs, job alerts. You can search for things. Ooh, look, I can be a support associate. But what we'll do for this class is that we will go to AWS account right here. And here we have AWS Educate Starter account. So hopefully you've already gone through the steps in order to create an AWS Educate Starter account. So now we're just going to be doing the process that you need in order to start using it for the class. So I'm going to click here. I had 75 units. Maybe it does cost something to use Cloud9, but that should be plenty. So I've clicked there, and it brings me to this page. It has a whole bunch of stuff of what you can and can't do because we have that starter account. Account details, I'm not quite sure what this tells me. Let's look. Yeah, it tells me some stuff. It looks like I have 362 days left. But really what I care about is the AWS console. So I'm going to click there. And that's going to bring me here into AWS. So that's nice. I'm going to have Cloud9. If you don't see Cloud9 here, you can type it in here and you can find it. Obviously it was already there, so I can just click here and it takes me to my environment. This is the environment that hopefully you set up already in those steps that are on the website. I'm going to click Open IDE, and then it's going to open up my Cloud9 instance. When you're doing this for the first time, it's going to take a little bit more time. It's going to say maybe that the instance has been stopped, so you might have to wait a couple minutes. Alright, so here I am. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know what this stuff is. Oh, I can change the theme here. I like this theme, so that's fine. AWS Lambda is probably trying to sell me some stuff. No, it's something that I don't care about either, so I'm going to get rid of the welcome stuff. And I am going to create a new terminal window. Great. The path set to RVM Ruby. Okay, don't care about that. Alright, so let's say you want to just start creating and writing some code. So the easiest way to just get from starting this thing to being able to write a program is to right click here on the left hand side. I'm going to add a new file, and here I'm going to name it maybe test.cpp. I can double click on it, and look, it comes up in a nice little editor. In this editor, I can just type in pound include IOStream using namespace std int main, and it auto indents for me. Cout my first program on the cloud. Great. So I can just really easily Control S this. Boom, saved. And now look at this really cool thing. I can hit run. When I hit run, at the very bottom, I see. Let's drag this up. Oh, why isn't this dragging? There we go. I can see, oh look, I've got my very first program on Cloud9, on the cloud, printing out. So that's pretty cool. Returns exit code 0. If I don't have a return statement, it just returns that automatically. So that's pretty cool. You can see over here that it actually created an object file. We'll be talking about that in class, like how we create different files and what files we need. So this is how you can run a really basic project. If you are going to be developing here a lot, you probably want to create some folders. So instead of doing this way, I'm just going to create a folder. Maybe this folder right here, maybe you label it project 1. And then if you wanted to, you can just simply take this .cpp file and then just drag it in. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. And there I have it, right there. I'm going to get rid of this .o file. Don't need it. Delete. Yeah, I want to delete it. Great. So again, if I ever want to work on it some more, I can just double click on it, and it's nice and color coded. I can just press run and it'll run. Okay, so that's how you do just a really basic program. We are going to be creating multi-file projects. So in order to do that, what you could do is this. Let's create another folder. Actually, you know what? Let's upload some files. So I have some files already. And what I'm going to do is actually I have to click here, files, upload local files. So I'm going to upload a folder that I've already created. It's going to be on my desktop, and I'm going to call it what did I call it? I called it sample. Alright, and then I'm just going to hit upload. So these are all my files. Do I want to upload all of them? The whole folder? Yes. So now what I have is, I have sample. If I wanted to just upload some files, I could have gone to File, Upload Files, and then instead of selecting folder, I could have just selected files. And then I could have just selected what files I wanted individually. But here, I have sample, and I can open up these files, and I could hit run if I wanted to. Now, here I'm having an error. So because I have a multi-file project, I'm not able to just write the code here and run it, because there's other code that's that this program is dependent upon. So in order to get this to work, I'm going to have to do something else. So let's create another terminal. Alright, and here we're going to actually have to learn a little bit of Linux commands. I'm going to type in cd. That's going to change my directory. So right now I'm in my root directory. I'm going to type in sample. I can hit enter. Another thing you can do sometimes is you can just type in SAM or whatever is unique for the file name or the folder name, and then hit tab and it auto completes it for you. So now I'm in my sample folder. If I want to figure that out, I can do an ls command. This ls command will list everything in my folder, or in my directory as we call them in Linux. Now if I actually want to run this, what I could do is I could do G++-O is going to give me the name of the executable that I'm going to create. So let's call it voice mail. And now I'm going to add in voicemail, autocomplete, CPP, and also test. I can just hit the T and then the tab, and it's going to autocomplete that for me. I'm not going to add in the .h file. That'll make more sense when we go over things. I'm going to hit enter, and it compiles it. Now, in order for me to run it here, I'm going to hit a period, a forward slash, and a voicemail. that's what the program actually runs. So that's how I can run a multi-file project here. If I wanted to run this again, just a couple of really quick things. I can do an up arrow that brings my last command up. If I do another up arrow, it'll bring the command before that up. So that's pretty useful. Let me do a couple of more things. I'm going to go up a directory. If you ever want to go up a directory, you can do cd ... That takes me up a directory. It gives me my path right there. If I ever want to see my path, I can do a present working directory command, and then that tells me my path, but you see it right there anyway. Let's now set up my environment. I probably should have done this at the very beginning. So if you go here, these are the instructions that I assume you've already done. I kind of started from here. So if you want to kind of look back to see what I did, there are some text examples. This is in Cloud 9 before AWS bought it out, but it's pretty similar. Creating a terminal, it gives you a couple of these commands. One thing I want to do is I want to set up your programs to run correctly using the correct compiler. So we're going to do this. We're going to go to this site, the G++ with Linux. I'm going to copy this. I just did a Control or Command C. I'm going to go to, where is it? Here we go. And now I'm just going to paste this command right there. And I'm going to hit Enter. Great. So now what I can do, forget that warning. I'll try to figure out how to get rid of that at some point. Now I can just copy this, and now I'm going to paste that and hit it. So now if I hit an up arrow once, it takes me to this last command. If I hit an up arrow twice, it takes me to this command. If I run this again, it should say your setup for running G++ is correct. What this does is it allows you to run an option or a couple of options on your G++ compiler in order to get it to work. So now, if you want to go through these examples and any of the things that I've written or that I've talked about, you can come here to this G++ with Linux site on my website, and it should help you to be able to use things. So I think that's about it. Good luck with everything, and I hope this was easy for you to use, and look forward to seeing you guys in class soon. Okay, bye.